This is a timber separating wall for use in timber-framed houses and flats. Although structural framing varies between different manufacturers, all the minimum and maximum dimensions listed in the handbook must be met. For this wall type, the cavity width is measured between the faces of the wall sheathing. They should be at least 50 mm apart, so the studs need to be set out with this in mind. In this animation, we show how optional cavity insulation can be incorporated. The Robust Details Handbook should be referred to for the full specification and requirements for designing and building to robust details. Any connection between the two frames creates a pathway for sound transmission, so the maximum tie size and minimum spacing is important. The maximum tie size is 40 mm by 3 mm, at minimum 1200 mm centres and only one row per storey height. The external wall cavity must be closed in line with the separating wall. Typically this is with a mineral wool bat or proprietary cavity sock. A minimum 100 mm thick masonry outer leaf is required. Place the mineral wool between the studs on both sides of the wall. 2 layers of gypsum-based board are required to each side of the separating wall. Note that the wall board required mass per unit area is greater than that of a typical standard plasterboard. For houses, 1 layer of board is needed to the external flanking walls. For flats, 2 layers are needed. Note that the mass per unit area for this board is that of a typical standard plasterboard. Flexible or acoustic sealant is required at the base of the wall boards, although this can be omitted where a timber ground floor is used. This animation sequence shows many of the key features of using Robust Details, but please always refer to the detailed specifications in the handbook, and importantly don't forget to register your new homes with Robust Details before you start work on site to ensure you won't have to commission or carry out pre-completion sound tests.